Yo, what's going on, my good people? Carolina's favorite fat boy, DJ Danny Ocean, back in the building. We back, man. It's 3NT Wrestling Podcast. Y'all know I never do this thing alone. I got the bros Izzy, and of course, I got Von Casey in the building with me. And when we open the show, y'all seen what it's about. Y'all seen what it's about. DPW, baby. Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Double shot weekend. Saturday, January 20th, Sunday, January 21st at the Kerr Building at the NC State Fairgrounds out in Raleigh. 2 nights of back-to-back action. DPW Live 4 and then DPW You Already Know. The main event of night 1. Crazy matchup. Vaughn, what we got? I'm gonna let you introduce this. You brought DPW into my life, so you introduce what this match is, bro.
Boy. Let me tell you what we got in store for y'all over there at DPW. We got the Giant, the alleged 7'4" Giant, Andrew Everett, versus the DPW heavyweight champion, heavyweight hustle himself, Calvin Tankman. Look, man, if y'all watch 3NT, y'all saw Andrew Everett, all the shit he was talking last time. It was crazy.
He was talking spicy.
I couldn't believe my ears. He was talking about
he was talking
DPW
crazy
world champion like that.
It was madness. I told y'all during we was talking to Andrew when I first saw the matchup, I put my money on Tank out the gate. But Andrew was talking crazy. Wow, Andrew might have a game plan. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to this match. And like I said, we let Andrew come up here talking shit. It's only right. We let the champ come through and pop his shit. We got Calvin Tankman up here. Calvin, what's good, my boy?
What's up, y'all? Thank you for having me.
Hey, we appreciate you coming through with us, man. Look, like I'm pretty sure you heard this when you're backstage. Andrew Everett came through talking heavy, bro. Wow, he came through talking heavy.
Yeah. He got the bragging rights for now. He called me slipping twice, but it ain't gonna happen a third time. I got what I've been looking for 2 years. Ain't no way I'm letting it slip away now. So
I know that's right. So January 20th, DPW Live 4, Calvin Tankman versus Andrew Everett. What you got in store for Andrew, bro? Let's talk about it just a little bit. Give us a little hint into the game plan.
Shit, ain't nothing different to the game plan than what's been done before. I mean, if you watched our matches before, I beat the shit out of him from one side of the arena to the other. And, you know, sometimes you get caught slipping. He's a veteran. He's been in the business a little bit longer than me. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of things. He caught me slipping, but it's a little bit different this time. I'm the man. I've been saying I'm the best in the DPW locker room for a minute. I feel like I've been proving it, but now I got the gold and I'm undeniable. So I'm at the top of my game, the best I've ever been. And if he thinks he can step up, then hey, man,
that's what I'm talking
about. Gotta be with him because he gonna need it.
That's what I'm talking about. God, he say gonna need him. He say gonna need him.
Now, Calvin, this is my question now. Like, because we joked a little bit with Andrew about him being allegedly 7'4", but he fight like he is. I've seen you knock this dude the fuck out a couple of times. I've seen some of the hits you. I felt it on the other side of the string. I was like, I don't know why he hitting this man this hard for no damn reason.
You see that? Apparently, you see why I had to because I lost. But you know what I'm
saying? That's my question. How do you plan to keep him down? Like, what do you have? Is there something in particular you think you thought of since the last time y'all met up that you have that's gonna keep him down?
I talk a lot of shit, so that's what gets me in trouble. Is I'm gonna beat like a lot of wrestlers. They're gonna be good. They're gonna beat you up. They might put you in a couple of holes, but the difference is when you can break a man, you can tell them about it. You know what I'm saying? Some of my favorite athletes growing up were Terrell Owens, you know what I'm saying, Chad Ochocinco, Randy Moss, and those guys would not only make plays, they would tell you they were going to make it beforehand and then dance on you afterwards. So, like, that's what I bring to the ring. And so, but sometimes when you got a guy that's mentally there, you can't really shake him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when certain guys have been there and done that, it's a little bit different. So, a little bit less talking, you're going to see a more focused Calvin Tankman. And so I know I had him hurt, and it's only my fault that he won before, but I learned from my mistakes, and that ain't going to happen again.
I mean, 100%. I can't argue with the game plans that you have had. I mean, look, that spinning back elbow to the back of his damn head a couple of times will put anybody on the anybody on the damn
Exactly.
ground.
And
But
that's the plan. If he keeps getting up from one, I just hit him with as many as I can until he ain't moving no more.
Hey,
No, that's right.
I thought I was concerned about Andrew's shit talking, but he just
now
said I'm gonna hit him till he's not moving no more.
he was really
Nah.
in his bag. He was
You
really in his
you
bag, saying how he got you 2-0. Do you feel like you're going in this match as the underdog, or like with something to prove, or is he still somebody like, hey man, or do you feel like he's being a little too cocky and it's going to end up getting his head knocked off his shoulders?
uh a little bit of both. You know, it's kind of crazy how he can be 2-0 against me and he's still the underdog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't heard one person say, "Hey, watch out for your safety when you get in the ring." I've heard multiple people say that to him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Let's
you know,
go.
you know,
Let's go.
you could say you won, but you know, people slip up, things happen. So,
Okay.
this time, like I said, I don't have too much to elaborate on the game plan because you know when you know what you can do, you could just go out there and do it. I don't have to sit and gloat and live in the past on, you know what I mean. Oh, I beat him twice. Yeah, you beat me twice, but that was then. This is now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
Okay.
I can say all I want to say, but at the end of the day, I got to go in there and prove it. And I mean, one thing I can say that I have proved is that I smacked the shit out of somebody. So
Talk crazy.
if,
You
Talk
think
if I
crazy.
got to take that to another level, then that's what I got to do. Whatever I
you
got to
think
do
he
to
you
keep
think
that,
he got a plan?
championship back there. Huh?
You think he got a plan? Because
Everybody
he's
got a plan until they get hit in the
gets
mouth.
punched in the face.
There you go.
He
I was
probably got a plan the other two times too. You know what I'm saying?
I look, man. I told y'all, Calvin talk a little different.
You know what?
He
Y'all know I be heavy into like battle rap and whatnot, right?
Now I seen the yeah.
And check it out. Y'all hear like you hear one battle rapper going off going crazy, and they sound good, but it's not believable.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Andrew, look, you were talking crazy and it sounded great, bro. And you had me on your side for a minute, but this man sound like the truth.
hey,
This man said, like, I believe him.
Look at him.
Like,
He's
he does not lack believability.
yeah, he's chilling. He's poised. He's got his
Right.
championship in the background. He got
I was about
Tyson
to
in the
say that.
background.
Listen, growing up, you realize that the dudes that talk the most, they talking the most about fighting, and they talking all that loud at the top of their voice because they don't want to fight you. You know what I'm saying?
Trying
Like,
to talk their way out of it.
if
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth and I tell you I'm gonna punch you in the mouth, I ain't gonna yell about it. I'm just gonna tell
Just
you
gonna punch you in
calmly,
the
and then
mouth.
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Like,
Bingo.
ain't no reason for me to yell. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So at the end of the day, that's
I
the
love it.
difference between me and a lot of these wrestlers. And a lot of these wrestlers, like, you know, think they Ric Flair and got to yell at the top of my lungs. The difference between me and you is, you know, when it comes out of my mouth, I can be calm about it because I've already accepted the fact that that's what's going to happen. I already know in my mind that's what's going to happen. I don't have to put on some front, you know what I'm saying, in front of the camera to make other people believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Everything I speak is real. So
no, I hear you. I mean, you know, the moment that you became champion, you could see that it was 2 years of shit talking that you backed up, right there. Since you become champion, I want to ask you. You've been in DPW since day one, since the very beginning. How does it feel now that you are at the mountaintop? You are at the height of the company.
where a lot of people would feel like, you know, I've done it, like I've held all the singles titles there is to hold in DPW.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people would think, oh, well, what else is there for you to do? And me, I just it builds a whole new fire under me to take it to another level. Like, the boys have done everything they can, and that goes for the roster, the promoters, the Deadlock boys. Um, that goes for everybody in the back. We've done everything we can to like build it to what it is today, and my job as champion is to build it to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to like earn the world title. You know what I'm saying? That the fact that it says world on it. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, It's never been defended outside the United States. My plan is I want to take it across the world and make it a legitimate world title, because a lot of people say world title, but until it's defended somewhere else, it ain't. So that's my plan, is legitimize it, legitimize the company. I want to put those 3 letters on my back. I want to be like Joe and Punk in early Ring of Honor. When you think of that company, when you think of those 3 letters, I want you to think of me. In 15 years, I want people to look back at my work at DPW and say, he changed wrestling for the better. He influenced a generation. He was an integral part of this, because this is my legacy. Every time I step in the ring, this is my legacy. I can't go back and rewrite it. You know what I mean? You only get one first impression on people. So that's my plan, is to not only build my legacy, but build the legacy of the title and the company and everyone bring more eyes to the product, because that's what we all want. That's what we all deserve, is the eyes and the attention of the pro wrestling universe. And I'll just go out and say it. If you want the full, complete pro wrestling package on the indies, a lot of people are really good at certain things. Some places are good at deathmatch. Some places are good at scrambles, lucha. If you want pro wrestling as a whole and you want everything, the best all together show on the indies, it's Deadlock Pro Wrestling. And we're going to continue to prove that in 2024 with me at the head.
That's what's up, man. And y'all starting it off in a major way. Like I said, January 20th, DPW Live, or January 24th, You Already Know. 2 major back-to-back events, January 20th and 21st. Tickets on sale right now. DPWTix.com. It's scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Don't miss out, North Carolina. Get those tickets. Pull up from wherever you're from. You're not going to want to miss out on this, man. But Tank, let me ask you. I asked Andrew the same question. Like I said, it's a 2-night event. So whoever walks out of DPW Live 4 with that championship, Andrew said it was going to be him, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying what he said.
Andrew said a lot of things.
I'm just saying what he said. So after that match on the 20th, you got to turn right around and defend it against whoever wins this fatal 4-way on night 2. How you feel about that? How can you mentally prepare for something like that?
Trust the process and the work that you put in. The work's already put in. You just got to go out there and prove it. So, people have done it before, so that means I can do it. It's possible. So, at the end of the day, I got to take care of Andrew first. I don't know who or what lies on day 2, but I know I'll be ready.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes,
And
sir.
let's take a few steps back. What initially got you like into wrestling, when you was like, all right, like you became a fan, and then you was like, all right, this is what I want to do. Like, what was the thing that went off like, yeah, this is it, I'm on it?
I probably had 2 of them, because originally it was WCW, like the whole show. Like I got latched onto the cruiserweight to Rey Mysterio, because
Okay.
I was that little kid that loved like Power Rangers and
Yes, sir.
Mortal Kombat movies.
Yeah.
So once I saw the cruiserweights, I was like, wait, people can do that for real?
In real life, right?
Yeah,
Same
it
here.
like blew my mind. And then I was a huge Goldberg and Sting mark. So and Scott Steiner too. He had me kissing my biceps at like 3-4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably the
nobody
first
cut a
one.
promo like Scott.
Huh?
Can nobody cut a promo like Steiner?
Oh no, for real. Hey, especially the TNA ones, they were wild.
Wow, boy.
Insane.
Big Man Booty Daddy? That's a crazy thing to have on a t-shirt.
Hey, I just love looking at the old promos with him and Samoa Joe, where he would just make fat jokes the whole time. Oh,
Yeah,
hilarious.
Hilarious.
But yeah, then I was the kid that like my parents used to have to like buy me a new box spring every 3 months, because I was like doing flips off my dresser and breaking them. And then like my family doctor ran the like youth football league, so he saw my size, and he asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I told him I wanted to be a wrestler, and he's like, "Well, I think football would work out for you." So like he got me playing football, and then my parents like neither of them are into wrestling, so like they didn't really get it. So when I told them
Yeah.
when I was little, like I want to wrestle, they were just like, "How do you even like get into that? Like, go play sports because that makes more sense." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I watched wrestling really up until I got to like 8th grade freshman year, and then I stopped for a couple of years because I was really like focused on like trying to get recruited, college football and that stuff. And then like 2010, I think my junior year, we got satellite and I got HD net. So I saw Ring of Honor then. So like
Mm-hmm.
that was my first time really, because like I was too young to really get into tape trading. So like
Mm-hmm.
some of the indie names, all I knew was from like clips on like YouTube. So that was my first time really getting to watch like Kings of Wrestling, uh, Dark City Fight Club, The Briscoes.
Ooh.
It was my first time seeing Tyler Black. First time seeing Generico on stage. It was actually the episode after the final battle where Steen turned on Generico. So like when the episode turned on, it just showed like what happened at final battle and him beating him with a chair for like 10 minutes. And I'd never seen anything like that, like where he just murdered him. So like
Oh
I was
man.
instantly hooked, and that kind of like got my wrestling fandom again. And then like YouTube was like a bigger thing by that point. So like then I could really deep dive, and I started like watching more indie stuff and realizing that this stuff was happening like close to my house. Like
Right.
a lot of the stuff that was happening at IWA Mid South, that's Southern Indiana. I grew up in Central Indiana, so that's only like hour and a half, 2 hours away. If I would have known, I could have watched Brian Danielson and AJ Styles at 10 years old. You know what I mean? Not far from my house. I would have begged my dad because I was a huge TNA fan. But
Yeah.
you know, so like flash forward to after football's over, and me and my friend are talking about. I meet a guy at work, and we're talking about like our mutual fandom of like wrestling and stuff. So then I was like, bro, wouldn't it be dope if we could be wrestlers? So like we literally like Googled wrestling schools in the area. I found one an hour away. The next week we were showing up, asking questions, and 2 weeks after that I was in training. So
That's dope.
That's dope.
That's incredible, man. That's awesome. Chasing that dream, man. That's fire. And then end up the whole DPW champion. How does that feel like to go from that? If you could look into the future when you were a kid, were you ever seen this? Were you ever seen where you at right now?
nah, like every kid like sees themselves like as a wrestler, but nobody really like
Yeah.
sees it for what it is and the things that like come with it. So like a lot of the opportunities to like see different parts of the country, man, like I got to wrestle Minoru Suzuki. I got to
Ooh.
tag with Masato Tanaka. Like
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I grew up, like I said, as an early TNA kid. The first TNA action figure I bought was Chris Sabin. You know what I'm saying? And now I'd gotten pretty close with Alex Shelley, and through
Wow.
him met Sabin,
That's
and like
awesome, man.
you know what I mean. The connections I've met just on like a personal level, not just business. Like
Right.
you know, in this business, you have a lot of friends, but like a lot of people you meet, but a lot of them, you know, it's still on social media. You're contacting them, but I feel like it's another level when like somebody gives you their personal number because they want you to be able to
Yeah.
keep in
Stay in
contact with
contact
them.
with him. Right.
Yeah, so it's like the fact that some of these people are like heroes of mine, uh,
Right.
and that I've grown to like have relationships and like be able to learn from guys like him and Josh Alexander and
That's
even Chris
awesome.
Hero. So like, if you would have told me that, I would have said, nah, there's no way. Like, you know, like you realize you're athletic, and then, like I feel like, you know, I was D1 recruited, so I watched wrestling. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I could do that, but there's always that thing in your mind of like, I don't know, like how your body holds up, how this
Right.
works. So like,
Mm-hmm.
even someone with an athletic background, you go into something like this, and you don't really know how far it could go. Like I started training in an old warehouse in Indianapolis, so like going from there, where if they have a sellout crowd, it's 150 people, no camera recording. You know what I'm saying? Like going from there and thinking like, oh, and when I showed up, there's no way I thought in 4 years I'd have a WWE tryout. You know what I'm saying? Or any of the things that have happened through my career. So to say that I could see this is kind of crazy. So there's
I
no
feel
way.
you. I feel you 110%, man. Like I'm just having flashbacks like when I was a kid DJing and whatnot. Clubs of 15, 20 people in it. You know what I'm saying? To DJing Summer Madness with Smack and 1,500 people in the building, film lot. It's crazy. You never expect to go where you think you can go, but anything is literally possible. So now I preach that to people like, dog, if you want to try it, try it. The worst you could do is just shoot your shot.
Yeah,
Shoot your freaking shot, bro. That's all I tell everybody. Like, go
because
for it.
eventually
Why
you'll
not?
get older and regret it and wish you would have.
Yeah.
Yep,
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Because
We actually had this conversation with Izzy about because he was talking about going to wrestling school.
Yeah.
And just decided not to randomly, but now he wishes he could,
Yeah, I got what's now. Apparently, I'm too old now, but in my youth, I was like, yo, this is it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And around my time, this is before this current time, you have people like, man, if you don't go get a job and stop talking crazy, I'm like, all right, yeah, it is what
Bro,
it is.
I feel it. My dad's a minister, so he ain't get it at all. Like,
Yeah,
especially when I was like traveling, making like $30, and I'm driving like 6 hours.
yeah,
Oh
You know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like, there was a point in time where like when I was doing IWA Mid South, it'd be on a Thursday, so I like going to work at 5 a.m. so I could get off at 2 p.m. and then drive directly to Mance Warner's house. We get in his truck, drive 3 hours down to the Louisville area, do a show, get done at 3 a.m., drive 3 hours back. I'd sleep in the car in the parking lot of my job for an hour, get woken up, go back to work, drive
Oh
all day,
wow.
get done, and then immediately like go to a show on Friday, Saturday, or you know what I'm saying, wherever I could find a show, I'm trying to get on.
That's
And so,
dedication, man.
yeah,
yeah, at that point, I was living with my dad. He was just like, "Are you even making any money? Like, I don't understand like why you're doing this." And I was like, "Yeah, but what you don't understand is like." I realized once people start putting me in the car and I started going to different shows, like people that I grew up watching, people that were top names on the indies, like, yeah, I'm only making $20, $30, but I'm on a
yeah,
card with these people in front
yeah,
of 500, 700 people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to get me to where I'm going to be a name and can make money the way that they're making money. But my dad's not coming to it and seeing that. All he's seen is the local show. So he's like, you driving all the way to Cleveland for probably 40 people in the crowd. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right.
one of the shows, I remember we had this conversation, and it was I had went to AIW. I believe it was Candice LeRae's last match before she went to WWE. And like, just the names that were on that was like one of my first like I think that was like my debut there. I might have been wrestling like a year or something like that. So like I get home at like 6 in the morning and my dad's saying all this and I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. Like there was this person, this person. He's like, who? You know what I'm saying? So he didn't
Oh
get it
yeah.
all. But now like the fact that he found out that like he can Google me and like I got a Wikipedia page and like he can go on YouTube and see stuff. Like now he fully supports it. So
Right.
yeah. And I grew up in that era when your parents tell you, don't play that game all day. You can't get paid for playing the game.
Right.
yep.
And
Now
now
you
we got
now we
millionaire
got
streamers.
millions playing
yeah.
that game.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy to think about. That's all.
People making mill off the game.
Right.
But
But that's an
yeah,
awesome story, man. And if
yeah.
anybody's watching this, or the people who are watching this, please pay attention to that in detail as far as just trusting the process, which you mentioned that earlier too. Like it's not gonna be, wrestling at freaking MetLife Stadium the first night you wrestle.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not gonna be
Or do anything in general.
right. Or if you're DJing, it's not gonna be at in an arena. It's going to be at a hole in the wall club more than likely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you want to do it, if you're really about that life, if you want to be about that life, you got to be about that life. So chase that dream, man. Don't let it go.
And
You
believe in
inspired the hell
yourself.
out of me just now, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
At my
believe in
old
yourself.
ass age, you just inspired me listening to
Thank
you,
you.
bro. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
No.
can be your biggest fan, but you can also be your biggest critic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's real.
100%. Yeah,
You wouldn't realize
Calvin,
how many wrestlers I hear that you would know that are like on the top level of the indies that killed themselves with that. You know, my match wasn't perfect, or I botched this one thing, and it's like, well, it's good that you're film studying, but like you can't beat yourself up over something you did before. All you can do
Right.
is
Get
continue to
better.
get better. That's what this process is about. If you don't make the mistakes, you're not going to get better.
Yeah.
And also, like, there are tons of guys that like I'll watch them in the ring, and I'm like, man, that was beautiful. You were like ridiculously talented at what you do. And they're like, really? Like, I felt like that was trash, or I felt like this was slipped up, and that, and that, and that. You know what I'm saying? And they
I
just
like
like stuck in their head.
it. Sounds crazy, but I like botches in matches because it shows the authenticity of the match. If you go a match and it's just super flawless,
It makes
then
it real to you.
it comes off like it comes kind of off like a routine dance or something. But if you start now, not injury like kind of bout,
Okay.
like somebody gets hurt.
That's where you lost me. I was like, what?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not like
like
that.
if somebody goes for a suplex, they get
Not
them
like
halfway up,
not
got
like
to put
something
them
on
like
the
down and
neck.
grab them again.
not like
You know what
something
I'm saying?
like that where
He's like,
somebody
that's all right.
not like something like that when somebody gets dropped on the head or nothing like that. But like, say I go for a power bomb and I can't get them up the first lift, so I stop and regroup, and that was about something like that. People go crazy, botch, 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 botch. But it gives that realness effect too because we're going to mess up. You know what I'm saying? And this
Like, I
is
get what
live.
you're saying. Like, if
It's
it's like
live.
further,
It's live
if it's
one
like
take.
later into a match, they look tired and it kind of sells the fact that they're tired. I get what
Yeah,
you're saying in that sense.
it's live. I don't want to say like it means like somebody.
You scared me, bro.
No. Like
You scared me.
I ain't going for a tombstone and like, I botched it and just pop you around your head. Not like that. But like,
Oh
like
God.
from the central of the struggle of the match or something like that. Like, what's the jump where somebody goes for the thing and they locked up and both of the guys got to lift up out of the pinfall at two, and sometimes it's a super hard.
The bridge
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
the
yeah,
bridge,
bridge.
on the
but it's
bridge. Yeah.
hard. You can
It's
look at
hard
it
to
and tell it's super
when they're
hard
too
to get
tired to
out of it,
hold it up.
especially
Okay.
after the match. But when you see it and they foot slip or something like that, somebody yell botch. You know what I'm saying? Or you might slip off the rope, and when you're climbing up, or your foot's not spaced like that and stuff like that. But it shows the fatigue of the match and the realness of what's
It makes it
going
look
on.
natural. I get
Yeah,
what
it
you're
makes it
saying.
a little more natural than everything just going flawless. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I mean by that. Now, let me not say like I like botches. Like I don't want to see nobody die or anything like that.
No, no, man. Calvin, we're glad to have you in here talking to us today, man. And we're glad to hear you, talk about all the hard work and everything it took you to get to this point at DPW. It's crazy that it's been as long as it's been 3 years now.
2 years.
2 years for y'all now. It's crazy to see how much has happened over 2 years. In that time span, how do you think you've changed as a wrestler, and how do you think you've changed DPW?
Uh, become a little bit more of a tactician. Uh,
Mm.
I've honed the craft in with age and experience. Uh, not that I hadn't been in the ring with top tier talent before, but every year it seems like it's more consistent. You know what I'm saying? So like you get top tier reps. You know, if you're an NBA player, it's a difference between going to 24-hour fitness and get some shots up and going to an NBA practice against NBA players and putting work in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So uh, I feel like I've gotten wiser, smarter about how I do things, how I use my energy, how I attack a body part or a situation, and capitalize on matches. Um, I'm less. I don't want to say less flashy because I mean I still do some flashy stuff every once in a while, but I lean towards more effectiveness now.
Mhm.
Okay.
I see it. Yeah, I see. I mean, it's about as effective as you can get to spinning back elbow on nigga in the back of his head. So I mean that's about as effective as you're gonna get in the wrestling match. But
Yeah, sure.
uh, outside of that, DPW is expanding, and I see what you're talking about with the talent and everything, but they are expanding in the locations that they're able to go to as well. I asked Andrew this question, but my money on you because I believe that if you beat somebody up enough, they eventually gonna learn to stay down.
Yeah.
He hard headed, but eventually you're gonna learn to stay on the on the ground.
You know what? I might be better off down here.
Look, Danny, I put Danny on to DPW. I was
He
like, look,
did. He
I
did.
want you to go watch that either of their two matches, and I want you to see how he is hitting this man. I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you.
I watched a piece of one of them today at work in the station actually, and yeah,
Look, he
bro,
gonna learn to stay down.
that was malice in those strikes, bro. That was pure hatred in them hits, bro.
But hitting somebody like that, I expect you to still be champion out there in February when DPW takes on the road to Texas. How is that? I know you talked about being a world champion, but how is it traveling around the U.S. as DPW champion?
It's a little bit different because sometimes you win a championship in certain areas or certain places, and it's not as universally recognized.
Mm-hmm.
But even before I went to the title, I went to Canada, and people were coming up to me about Deadlock. You know what I'm saying? I'm go to California. I go to certain shows that have nothing to do with Deadlock, and we'll see people with Deadlock shirts that will chant DPW at shows. So like, that's the major difference. Is like going to certain places, hearing people congratulate me or things of that nature. Uh, it definitely feels like there's a lot of eyes on this, and there's definitely a bigger fan base than you see at most indie promotions.
100%. I mean, it's crazy how it's expanding and what y'all been able to do just in the past 2 years. Yeah, no, it's been crazy to see, and it's been crazy to see your growth as well as a wrestler and everything. So knock that white boy out, man. I need you, not boy. Don't be playing no games.
Hey, I won't. Hey, I'm gonna hit him like my mom used to do me and tell him, "Sit your ass down." Just keep hitting him. If he gets back down,
Oh
don't give
man,
me too many ideas. Just wait. You watch the match and see if it don't happen.
Hey,
it's gonna be a good one.
I'm be trying to be in the building. I want to hear those gunshot like shots in person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta try and cave his chest in. That's the thing. It's like sometimes you gotta work. It's like sometimes people gotta bring it out of you.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't gonna be that because I already know. Like I gotta knock him out as quick as possible. Hit him as many times. Can't give him a chance to breathe. Like there ain't no all right warm up shots. Like nah, you get. I'm swinging for the fences straight out the gate.
Hey man,
All right, y'all. Hold on, y'all see what it is? Once again, y'all, Saturday, January 20th, 2024, kicking off the year the right way, man. DPW is going real major. DPW Live 4, Saturday, January 20th. You already know, January 21st. Back-to-back events. It's going down in Raleigh at the NC State Fairgrounds, the Kerr Scott building to be exact. Tickets on sale right now, dpwtix.com. Go cop those, man. Stop playing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Izzy, I want you to ask him that.
Oh, you already know. You already know what
we
was
gotta
going.
get that question in. Yeah.
We need it.
Look, Tankman, we appreciate you coming. Appreciate your time. Taking your time out while you prepare for this big match you got coming up. But before you go, we're gonna need that top 5, big dog. We're gonna
We
need that
need
top
that top
5.
5 player.
I
Everybody make the same face when you ask them.
It's tough. It's hard, man.
It's hard.
It ain't easy.
Especially on spot.
Hey, wrestling is subjective, so I'm gonna just say like top 5 that like influential to like me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this your top
To
5.
you, to you,
That's
to
different.
you.
That's different to everybody.
Yeah. Nah, this is your top 5.
No order. I gotta put Ruckus in there first and foremost.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because like that was my introduction to indie wrestling. So like I played the backyard wrestling video games.
I was
The
about to
only
say, had to
people I
be.
knew that was real in there was ICP. I didn't think anybody else was real. So like when I got the game, so like
Oh
when you
man.
beat him, you unlock him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like wrestling Ruckus in the little office building. He's whooping my ass. I cannot beat him. Flipping all over the place, doing this crazy shit. And everybody else had like their moves were like Def Jam Vendetta, like that's throwing people 30 feet in the air. And he's doing all these flips. I'm like, there's no way this is real. So like I finally beat him, and you unlock the highlight clip, and it was just like a 30-second or a minute highlight clip. And this man is really doing all the flips that he was doing on the game.
Shit.
So then I like that. As soon as I could get to YouTube when I was older, that was one of the first like indie wrestlers I was looking
I'm gonna have
at.
to do some research. I swear I'm gonna have to do some research.
Oh, you don't know
That
Ruckus?
backyard.
I've heard of him, but I never really watched any of his matches like
Hey,
that.
he came to the ring, bandana on his head, a black amount in his mouth, and he came out
Yo.
to Cassidy's I'm a Hustler.
Hey yo, not the Black Air Force energy.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Bad boy.
Yeah, I
Was he on
gotta.
what's his name? The
Check out
acclaim.
the whole
Acclaim
blackout.
was
The
he on
whole
the acclaim
blackout.
backyard wrestling?
Huh?
Was he on the acclaim game backyard wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's on Backyard Wrestling too.
Two. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one I had. That's how I found out about him too.
Oh man.
Man, I gotta put like Vader in there.
Okay. Okay.
The first hybrid. That's the first hybrid that I remember.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah.
big guy that can move.
Yeah, him and Bam.
Yeah.
Him and Bam Bam set it
That's what I
off.
was about to say, but I don't want to take up 2 spots in the top 5, but they kind of like form into one for me. Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because like I said, I was an early TNA kid, so like my I loved Shelley Saban. This is all throughout the years because some of them came in later, but Shelley Saban, AJ, and Joe
Daniels.
were like the people that like got me into like early TNA. So like Joe being a big man winning the X Division title, and like them saying it wasn't about like size, it was about like
It was about the style.
the style. Yeah, that got me. His win streak, the whole thing. Like I legit thought he was a killer as a kid.
Man.
Man, I feel like I'm gonna say some stuff, and then like
right now we got Ruckus and Samoa Joe.
Let me go Minoru Suzuki.
Okay.
Suzuki. That's a good one too.
And Taz.
And
That's a sleeper. Okay.
Slept on.
No, those last 3 for me are even presence alone. Like Joe, Suzuki, and Taz. As soon as they hit the curtain, you knew somebody was getting fucked up, and the energy in the building changed.
That's real.
Taz did not have to say a word.
That's
did
real.
not have to like wave his hands and say "Let's go." All he had to do was cross his arms and stare at somebody from across the ring, and it was over. Like,
and Taz was
I want that.
Taz was a monster in ECW, bro.
Mean.
Oh my god!
And look, his WWE theme music was fire.
Easily so.
Yeah,
that's like top 10.
Yeah, it was.
But
it made me sad that he had such a short run with such a fire ass thing.
I agree, man. His WWE run was not what I wanted.
I mean, and he started off cooking though. He came right out there choke.
Started off cooking.
Yeah. Ain't gonna
true.
wake up. No, I ain't tap. I just passed out. I'm still undefeated.
Oh man, good times. But look, once again, y'all, Deadlock Pro Wrestling. We got a champion in the building, my man Calvin Tankman. We thank you for coming to the 3NT Wrestling Podcast, brother. That means a lot to us, man.
It means a lot for y'all having me. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Sometimes you get to do podcasts and interviews and things of that nature, but I truly enjoyed myself on this one. Sometimes you get the same like whack ass questions, or you know what I'm saying, like You could
Man,
have just
that's all right.
podcast ideas for those answers. But
If you watching the 3T Wrestling Podcast, you heard that shit. That's a clip. I'm making that a clip, by the way. This ain't your regular ass podcast, people. It's the 3T Wrestling Podcast. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff that the podcasters and streamers say. We appreciate the support. January 20th, what the fuck are you gonna do to Andrew Everett, Calvin Tankman?
Man, you want to put it in words?
You want to put it?
I'm gonna put it simple.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put this man to sleep like NyQuil. That's
Let's go.
Easy.
Let's go.
Yes,
January 20th. Like I said, get your tickets, dpwtix.com. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. It's the 3NT Wrestling Podcast. Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Calvin Tankman, Izzy, Vaughn, Danny Ocean. We out, man. We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.